This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
And welcome in. WSM Radio is live from the Acuff House in Nashville, Tennessee. Your starting lineup, as we've been saying all morning long, Bill Cody on an extended break. Charlie Matos, Kelly Sutton, they are in Florida for Disney. I don't think they're going to cross over on the same days, but they are out for spring break, both of their kids. So you've got myself, Eric Markham.
I'm Eryn Cooper. Hello.
I'm Annie Nye. Good morning.
And Annie, typically sitting producer side every single morning. But anybody who has been watching WSM's Coffee, Country, and Cody over the last 5 years or so here within Circle and CircleCountry.com have seen each of us as contributors as part of Coffee, Country, and Cody. You had, a good 6 months?
Yep, good 6 months producing the show. Ran the board for a little bit, too. Would fill in for Kelly certain days of the week. But now I'm afternoons, 3 to 7, and this is quite possibly the craziest game of musical chairs I have ever played. This is awesome.
And Annie, you have been also just, I would say, a little over 6 months, haven't you?
Yeah. Whenever Eryn left, I came into the seat. So I've been here for,
It's been like 9 months.
Yeah, like 8 or 9 months.
Wow.
So it's been a while.
So we're keeping all the chairs warm this entire week and looking ahead because next week is one of the big celebrations, NBC and Peacock, here in Nashville, Tennessee at the Grand Ole Opry House on the 19th, it's a 3-hour special with 100+ artists. We're talking more about that here on WSM Radio and what else going on in the world of entertainment.
Yes, we'll have all the superstars that they just added to this spectacular lineup for the NBC special, along with CMT announcing their next Women of Country for this year. It was just International Women's Day, so that's perfect timing. And if you have ever had a favorite snack that you thought was discontinued, Tracy Lawrence has been in your shoes, and he put out a call to action, and something might have been done about it. We're very happy for this development and for Tracy Lawrence, along with one of our favorite country stars, is a girl dad for the very first time. We got all that and more coming up just a little bit.
Eryn Cooper in for Kelly Sutton. I'm Eric Markham in for Bill Cody.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Welcome into a Monday morning's WSM in Nashville, Tennessee, post daylight saving. Did we figure out if it ended or began?
It ended.
No, we didn't figure it out.
We did not. All right.
I don't know.
We said we would.
But I was trying to think what makes the most logical sense. So you save the daylight for the fall, because in the winter it's cold. So maybe that's the start. I think it ends here.
Maybe.
This is where
Yes.
I think it depends on what time you wake up on whether it ended or began, because people who wake up early, now it's darker.
Now
in the
it's
morning.
dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dark. And last night I was telling you guys off the air a little earlier, I really wanted to go to bed early last night because I had to get up a little bit earlier today. You guys, I know, like, it was more of a struggle for you, but the sun was just up for so long, and I've been waiting for that to be a thing. But last night I was so angry about it. I was like, go down, sun.
So I can sleep.
So I can go to bed.
So before you know it, sun will still be up at 9:30? That's peak. Whenever we're in the middle of June. Yeah, it's going to be late.
It's tough for this kind of gig.
Yeah.
Gosh.
All right. So you've been talking about CMT's next Women of Country, but before we get there, we were talking about discontinued foods.
Yes. Okay. So how many of you have ever had a snack that you just simply adored that just one day they didn't make it anymore? I know I have several. I will share mine in just a moment. But our friend Tracy Lawrence was so passionate about the Pepperidge Farm apple turnover snacks, and he noticed that they went away. He took to social media. He was so concerned. He needed Pepperidge Farm to answer, where are my apple turnovers? And the mystery was solved. Here's what Tracy found out.
So I know everyone saw my desperate plea for Pepperidge Farms to put these apple turnovers back in the store.
Pepperidge Farms, please reconsider. I'm tired of getting my heart broke. It's terrible.
They have reached out to us, and they assure me that all the shelves are going to be stocked. Must have been some kind of problem in distribution, but I've had so many people call me. My friend Steve Warner called me. I was at the grocery store the other day, and he was all concerned about me, worried about my apple turnovers. So all of you that have been losing sleep at night, I have a refrigerator full of them again, so thank you very much.
Tracy, we have certainly been losing sleep over this. Love that Opry star Steve Warner checked in on him to make sure he had his snacks. And as you could see on TikTok, the Pepperidge Farm account checked in and reassured him that they are sold at Publix. So he's reunited with his apple turnovers.
Nothing's worse than putting a company on blast on social media for them to come back and say, why didn't you just drive 5 more miles down the road and go check out the other Publix?
Oh, gosh. Okay. My favorite discontinued snack that was actually discontinued, because we know the apple turnovers are still around, 3D Doritos from the late 90s, early 2000s. To this day, I still stand by they taste better than normal Doritos.
The Choco Taco.
You took mine.
No way. You were going to say Choco Taco?
Gosh, I was going to say the Choco Taco. In fact, I've convinced myself that I bought the last 6 on Earth.
Oh my gosh.
Do you still have them in your freezer?
Wrong. I ate them that summer. This was like 3 summers ago they got canceled.
Oh no.
Now, for a little while, they sold them in the stores, but not at Taco Bell because it was at Taco Bell?
It wasn't a Taco Bell thing. I think it's a...
Was it Nestle?
Nestle. Yeah,
They sold them in the freezer aisle.
No, but
They
there was
sold them at the beach is where they sold them.
I know, but there was a fast food place where you could get the Choco Taco for a long time. That's where I only knew to get it.
No.
And then when they stopped selling it in the grocery or at the fast food restaurant, not long after that, they discontinued it from the stores.
Did
This
you
is
guys
tragic.
have the...
No joke, it was Taco Bell. It has to be.
I mean,
it's a
that
taco.
makes sense for them to do a collab.
Is this a Mandela effect?
No, there's
Maybe.
no possible way that this is a Mandela effect for the Choco Taco at Taco Bell.
I don't know. It's the smartest move for Taco Bell. But did you guys have the chubby wubby man that walked on the beach? What was his name?
What?
And he has the thing on the beach and he drags it behind him and it's got
The
ice cream
man on the beach?
Yeah, but he's on foot.
I'm sure I've seen one of those before.
Yeah.
What about the berries and cream Dr. Pepper? Do you remember the berries and cream commercial?
Not the commercial.
It was
That the little kid was in, that with the like colonial outfit?
Yes, he goes, berries and cream, berries and cream.
My favorite meme of 2021, for sure.
What else did he say? It was like, berries and cream, berries and cream.
I'm the little boy who loves berries and cream.
Berries and cream.
Yeah.
And then the guys just stood there like, what am I seeing right now?
That's all of us
It's like
still.
people on
That's
circlecountry.com right now. What am I seeing right now?
We're going to clip that off for socials. No context. I'm so excited about it.
Ooh, I have a different one. McDonald's had a fajita for a long while back in the early 2000s.
Oh, wow.
And those were good. And they're bringing back the snack wrap, but not the McFajita or whatever they called it.
McFajita. They got to come up with a better name for that next time
I think
around.
it had a better name,
McFajita.
but it was really good.
All right.
Yeah.
Eric stole mine, so what was I supposed to do?
No, that's a good one. I love an obscure reference.
What else did we discuss earlier that we found out that was discontinued?
Dunkaroos.
Dunkaroos. So I did a little search for it. French Toast Crunch, also discontinued.
Wow.
Yes, not to be confused with Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh my gosh, a lot of cereals probably would come up in this kind of...
And then a ridiculous amount of Pepsi and Coke products that they have
Sure.
tried.
Sure.
Good for them.
Yeah, like Code Red. Do y'all
Oh my
remember
God, Code Red Mountain Dew was so good.
Yeah.
My brother and I loved that stuff.
One thing, because they had it at Taco Bell exclusively, that they ended up putting out in stores because of such high demand was the Baja
Baja
Blast.
Blast.
Yes.
Yeah. That one nearly went
That's
away.
still
at some
here.
point.
No.
Well, at one point they were Taco Bell's like, just like the Choco Taco.
You really like Taco Bell.
Who doesn't? Nacho Bel Grande? Come on.
It's so funny because it's been so long since I've been to a Taco Bell. I can't remember the last time, but I do remember like in high school just rolling up and just saying, "Can I get that CGC, the cheesy gordita crunch?"
You did not say that in the drive-thru.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get that CGC drive-thru person? I cannot.
But the Choco Taco would, go with the CGC, and
Yeah,
then now that
and
it
the Baja
was
Blast.
and the Baja Blast, yeah,
That's
then the
a-
Choco Taco disappeared. Now what? Do they still have the cheesy gordita crunch? Please tell me they do.
Oh, definitely. I'm pretty sure my friend Uber Eats'd it to the house last week.
So I
think
couldn't.
they do.
I couldn't roll up to the same one after not being there for like 15 years and say, "Give me that CGC with a Code Red and a Choco Taco."
Did they have Code Red at Taco Bell?
Yeah.
Code Red is so good. Did they stop selling it in stores?
Yes, I think that
Wow.
was discontinued. But the Pepsi Blue also discontinued.
Oh my gosh. You opened a door in my brain again. Remember purple and green ketchup?
I do. I didn't like it as a kid, though.
Oh my
It
God.
scared me.
Oh, right. You don't like, do you like ketchup?
I do. I do.
You didn't like my mom was always like, don't get that on your clothes.
I think tomorrow one of the topics we discuss is my weird food preferences.
Yeah.
We could unpack a lot there,
A lot of
but not
trauma.
right now.
Altoid Sours, Pepsi
Oh my
Blue,
God, so
Dunkaroos,
good.
Skittle Bubblegum, Waffle Crisps, Trix Yogurt, just to name a
Trix
few.
yogurt.
I
Yep.
missed Trix.
Wow.
Oh, that hurt.
So that takes you down the road of discontinued foods.
All right, well, as you can see, Eric Markham is outnumbered on the show today with two ladies. And over the weekend, we celebrated International Women's Day. So it was perfect that CMT announced their 2025 Next Women of Country class. And guess what? Two of whom are Opry Next Stage artists. All right, I'm going to tell you the class now. Alexandra Kay, Dasha, who's an Opry Next Stage artist, Caitlin Butts, who's also an Opry Next Stage artist, Kat Luna, who just made her solo Opry debut a few weeks ago, Lainey Gardner, Megan Patrick, and Mariah. Now, these rising stars will also receive career-boosting exposure on all of the streaming platforms like Apple Music and Spotify, and have cross-brand collaboration. So it's all about uplifting these up-and-coming country ladies. And Opry star and soon-to-be mama Lauren Elena had the honor of surprising each of these ladies with the exciting news. Here is how Lauren surprised Opry Next Stage artist Caitlin Butts.
I'm excited that I got to do this with you today. I don't get to do this very often. And it is my privilege to tell you something that Lainey and I have in common. We are in the Next Women of Country.
Yeah.
And so are you.
Oh my
Congratulations, you're the 2025 class.
Hell yeah! That's so
So
awesome.
welcome. We got
Thank
you some
so much.
flowers.
Stop it. I'm gonna cry. That's so awesome. Thank you.
Oh, well,
That's so
it's
cool.
a big deal. And
I had no idea.
oh my goodness.
I can't stop.
And congrats.
I've always looked up to the women that have been a part of that, and so
Well, now you are the women that are a part
that's
of that.
so cool. Thank you.
So welcome.
Yeah.
And you deserve it.
I'm sweating now. Oh my God.
We are so proud of Caitlin. What a big month she's had, becoming an Opry Next Stage artist. Now she's in CMT Next Women of Country. And Lauren Elena herself, she was a CMT Woman of Country in 2014.
And for Caitlin Butts to start off relatively independent, to work her way in the what would be considered mainstream country world, really wrap their arms around her.
Yeah.
She got her start really in the Americana music scene, and then once people saw how she performed, and she was stone cold country,
Yeah.
and she and now her husband Cleto Cordero of Flatland Cavalry are just taking over the country music world by storm.
More coffee, country, and Cody is on WSM.
We'll be rewinding to the stage of the Grand Ole Opry here in just a few minutes with Jelly Roll center circles. I mean, that's always fun to see Jelly Roll. He always brings that energy, like that upper energy of, I can't remember which comedian, Theo Vaughn, that does the
And
Jelly
their
Roll
buds.
impression really, really well. So go out and check that out. I'm not gonna try that. I don't know that I would do it. I would do it disservice.
Jelly Roll will wake everybody else up. We're just here to giggle and yap.
Yes. So that's on the way in just a few minutes. And in the world of entertainment, it's Eryn Cooper in for Kelly Sutton.
Hello. Yes, just when you thought the 3-hour-long special couldn't get any more packed. Yes, we're talking about the NBC live broadcast for Opry 100. More people have been added, and you are going to be very happy to hear who's been added to the lineup. That's coming up. Also, one of her favorite country stars is a first-time girl dad. Very exciting. And one of the biggest pop stars in the world, who was recently a first-time Grammy winner, is putting out a country song. And it may lead to more. Who that is and what to expect, that's all coming up.
Plus, we always talk about how no matter what, in the rain, the snow, the sleet, the ice, this always runs. But Denmark has announced something new that's coming. We'll talk more about that. And we are in the full swing of all things Opry 100. And Eryn, there was a big release, a big announcement of more names heading to next week's NBC and Peacock special here from the Grand Ole Opry House in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, just when you thought that the Opry couldn't make a 3-hour special any better or pack any more people into it, they did. Here is your lineup now. Alan Jackson, Stephen Curtis Chapman, Ricky Skaggs, Terry Clark, Allison Krauss and Union Station, Travis Tritt. Of course, those are the Opry members they've added. And some other superstars. Can't believe he's back so soon, but very happy about it. Post Malone. Oh my gosh, he was here in August for the first time for his debut. And also, Yolanda Adams is joining us. Now, Opry stars Chris Jansen, Scotty McCreery, Bill Anderson, Lauren Elena, Sarah Evans, Dustin Lynch, and Jeannie Seeley will also be making special appearances. Not to mention the original lineup that we had: Luke Combs, Eric Church, Garth Brooks, Trisha Yearwood, Carly Pierce. Pretty much every Opry star to still be living is going to be at this show. And I don't know how they're going to do it, but I have no doubt it's going to be incredible.
What you're saying is you want to be here.
Yeah.
You want to be here at the Opry House when this entire NBC special happens. And luckily, that's what we get to do here being working for WSM Radio, and we're talking about what kind of live streams we're going to do. So there will be some pre-show coverage. I know Kelly Sutton is going to be located in Studio A backstage at the Grand Ole Opry House, where they taped and filmed Hee Haw over the years. A lot of great history of 100 years that we're putting on display and highlighting. So red carpet, that live stream will happen just a few hours before the start of the show, which is 7 o'clock Central Time, and will run until 10 o'clock, a full 3-hour special. So follow us, if you don't already, at WSM Radio or at Opry, because we will be live streaming some of that red carpet coverage there throughout the day. More information on that coming up, and we should have some by the end of this week locked down.
Absolutely. And if you want to watch that 3-hour special exclusively, it will be live on Peacock and NBC. So you can watch at home if you're not able to be here in Music City for the big night. Okay. Well, somebody we love. He's rough around the edges. He's very rock star-ish, but he also is very sweet and has a soft side. And he will now more than ever, because Hardy is a first-time girl dad. Yes, he and his wife, Callie, welcomed a baby girl just the other day on March 7th. Her name, I love it. It's a beautiful alliteration, Rosie Ryan Hardy. She's 9 pounds, 2 ounces, again, born on March 7th. Now, in October, Hardy and his wife announced that they were expecting their first baby and said February 2025 would be the due date. So I had my fingers crossed that maybe little Rosie and I would have the same birthday. But that's okay. She needed to take her time. We all need to do that sometimes. So we're so excited for Hardy and for Callie. And it turns out that that rock star lifestyle might be coming in handy, because he can take the night shift and Callie can get some rest.
I can tell you firsthand experience, there will be a lot of night shifts coming up here, Hardy. I guarantee it, at least that first year. My wife and I, we've got 2 kids, 5 and 2.5, and we calculated we still have not had a night where both of them sleep through the night at the same time. Almost. We've gotten there almost.
Oh
so
my
at least
gosh.
at some point, whether it's just like a zombie down the hall and you just get somebody back to bed and go back to bed, or the full like 3-hour marathon that happens with a toddler. Occasionally that happens. But get ready, Hardy, and you'll enjoy every second.
Eric Markham with the best girl dad advice. Okay, now I've seen this next performer live twice in Tennessee just over the last year. I was there when they forced Bonnaroo to put her on a bigger stage because of safety concerns, because of how many people wanted to see this performer. We are talking about recent Grammy winner Chappell Roan. She is a pop star. Some people are calling her the second Lady Gaga. She is really, really cool. And she's from Missouri. And that is a huge part of why she feels ready to put out a country song. She'll be putting out a brand new song called The Giver. It's dropping at 7 o'clock Central on March 13th. Now, the Grammy winner shares the news with a post on Instagram. She said, quote, "My producer and I wrote this together. It was so fun. We'd never done a country song, and I'd had such a special place for country in my heart. I grew up listening to it every morning and afternoon and on my school bus, and had it swirling around me at bonfires, grocery stores, and karaoke bars." Now, fans are thinking, will this lead to a bigger project? Will this lead to a Chappell Roan country album? And her response, right now, I'm just making songs that feel right to me in the moment. And man, is she having a moment. She blew up seemingly overnight. She's actually been at it for about 10 years, but last summer was really the time that she took over. I know Annie and I have talked about Miss Chappell quite a bit.
And I think it's great for artists to have phases, to have eras. I mean, I was influenced by country music growing up, going out and fishing with my grandpa. First thing I remember hearing by the lake was Alabama. But then I would get in the car with my dad and listen to AC/DC. There's just so much that you do throughout your life. And my cousins, I was listening to Madonna, you know, in the car. So, you know, if I were an artist, if I were to pick up a guitar, you know, you would probably hear me play some Madonna, into some AC/DC, into some Alabama. So I respect it. Anybody who wants to get out there and put out music music that they appreciate. I actually saw her video. I don't know if it was an SNL performance talking about Chappell Roan. Inside the Country Music Hall of Fame's American Currents exhibit, you have artists who put these things on display. Somebody at the stature of Chappell Roan, who is the, basically the ear of every teenager right now, but putting country music on display. I'm here for it.
Miss Annie, thoughts on Chappell Roan?
I like her. Her music's good. I like pop music, but I don't know. She's good. She's good.
Something that's really interesting, her fans will often wear all camouflage to her shows. So that's also interesting to see. That we know that's a staple style choice in the country music community. So maybe we'll see that.
And you might occasionally see Eric Markham driving down the road jamming to Pink Pony Club or Femininomenon.
Yes.
Yes.
More coffee, country, and Cody is on WSM.
In the chair for Bill Cody, I'm Eric Markham. In for Kelly Sutton on entertainment, Eryn Cooper. In for Charlie Matos, Annie Nye, your starting lineup for the week. And this morning I started the show with going back to Space Jam and playing, what is the song from Space Jam?
Y'all ready for this?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah, thank you for the filler there. It's like we're giving ourselves our own vamp here in this final segment of Coffee, Country, and Cody here on a Monday morning.
We're an a cappella group now. What else can't we do?
Yes.
Also, you keep calling this the starting lineup. At this point, we really are kind of like the third string because no one is left.
Well, I'm
We're
left.
the last. Well, yes, but I'm just saying everyone is in a different
sit
chair
bench,
now.
and I'm a starting player this week.
You're
So.
the sixth man usually.
Yeah. So.
Look at us go.
And then you guys are here. Thank gosh you got up early.
Wow.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, early was difficult today, it being daylight saving time, the
Monday.
adjustment, over the weekend. My in-laws live in that retirement schedule where there's really nothing, I don't want to say inherent to have to go to. They don't have to go to work. They do have to watch our kids. That's nice that they do that. But they set their clocks back like a week ago. They were already living in it.
They warmed up.
They warmed up the
That's
time
so
change.
funny.
It was like last Tuesday. I was looking at some of the clocks. I was like, hey, these are already an hour. And they're like, oh, yeah, we just changed all the clocks already. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to live in this world right now.
That is fantastic.
It's like really
Maybe
smart.
we need to do that so that it's not just like this big blow to the schedule. Like, okay,
Do it
let's
on
let
your own.
this settle in.
You do it on your own time.
Yeah.
You're like, daylight saving, you don't own me, I own you.
Nothing's real
Right.
anyway.
Time is really fake.
Yes.
So we were just talking about American Idol, the new, what would you call this? The
Season.
era,
Generation.
the new generation, and how different it is from previous generation. Because when American Idol got kicked off, when Carrie Underwood was on as a contestant,
20 years ago.
Yes.
Which is insane.
you were walking in front of Paula Abdul, Simon Cowell, and
Randy.
Yes.
Randy Jackson.
And they would give you, they would be brutally honest. Now they kind of, seemingly vet some of the people that come through and make it more of a feel good. So the new generation
Yes.
includes Lionel Richie, Luke Bryan, was Katy Perry, and then now is
Carrie
Carrie
Underwood.
Underwood.
yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Now she's returned before, maybe as a musical guest, but this is her first time from being contestant to,
To full-time judge.
are they considered judges or
Yes.
are they
Yes.
hosts?
No, they're judge.
Okay.
Ryan Seacrest is the host, and then they're the judges.
Okay. All right. So this new iteration in the new form premiered.
Yes,
right?
premiered last night. And from what I've been reading and reporting on my own show, On Air with Eryn, that's usually weekdays 3 to 7, I'm here this week, is that Carrie Underwood is known as Jukebox Carrie on the show because everyone who comes in and auditions, she'll start singing along and knows quite literally everybody's song. So that, I'd like to think I also have that skill. Granted, Carrie Underwood's much better at it than I. And Luke Bryan, according to Carrie, is on the grumpier side. And Luke, we can't have you being grumpy, okay? You're supposed to helping us be like shaking our behinds and dancing out here.
I wonder if it's because he hears everybody else's range and realizes his is just like the Kermit the Frog range.
Yeah.
And he maybe. Or maybe he's like us. He had to get up early.
That's
when he
true.
doesn't typically get up early.
That's true. Are you hung up on Kermit the Frog range for Luke Bryan?
Yeah, I loved that take.
Yeah. It's true.
It's true, but he's a good judge. He's a great judge, and he's usually nice. I didn't watch last night. I probably will tune in on a streaming app eventually this week. But he's usually really nice to them, and he has an open, warm heart.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's
Oh, so nice.
I'm not saying he's not talented. He's found his groove to be Luke Bryan.
Yes.
Clearly, he's laughing all the way to the bank compared to what I do.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
you
Well,
know, I
and
give him credit.
I want to touch on something you said about how judges on that show used to be a lot more brutal. And, you know, that definitely probably got some people to tune in. I think now, because your judges on American Idol are celebrities who already have an established career and aura and vibe and brand, when American Idol first started, you had Paula Abdul, who hadn't been making music in several years, Randy Jackson, the luckiest man on earth, who nobody knew other than being like a studio session bass player for Journey, and Simon Cowell, who was a British guy that nobody in America knew. They had nothing to lose. So they built their brand and their character being those people. But now, especially when you have folks like Sweet Carrie and Luke and Lionel Richie, who I think is just always nice, you know, they don't want to hurt people's feelings these days, but also, you know, if they say something that might be construed to be wrong, they have the risk of insulting their fan base. And so I think that maybe they're a little bit more cautious and mindful as judges. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's a good take, especially when you're in the era of, I don't say era, it's truly, there's a lot more focus on mental health.
Yeah.
And you don't want people to walk away feeling like they've had their lives destroyed.
Yeah.
But the previous version of American Idol did give us some incredible things, like
Pants on the ground.
That's exactly where I was heading.
I knew it, Eric. I could feel it.
You could feel it?
I could feel it in the air.
Yeah.
I was like, Eric's about to say pants on the ground.
Pants on the ground.
Looking like a fool with your pants on the ground. So my son is potty training currently.
Great.
Yes, and doing an okay job. I wouldn't say great job.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, doing an okay job. But if he comes running out of the bathroom because he hasn't figured it out and his pants are on the ground, literally,
You're singing.
you have to sing it.
Right.
Duh.
Pants on the ground, pants on the ground.
Yeah, looking like a fool with your pants on the ground.
That's exactly it.
General Larry
WSM.
Platt.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody, Eric Markham, Eryn Cooper, Annie Nye.